Bacon.
Bacon! I want bacon!
You know, they say bacon is carcinogenic.
No bacon.
I don't know who they is, but first, okay. Second, so is toast. Hearsay. Anecdotal. Conjecture. Science. Nah, it's a myth. You know what kind of bacon isn't carcinogenic?
Francis Bacon.
Not the philosopher. Jury's still out on that one. That Francis Bacon said knowledge is power, which is quickly being disproven.
So there are lasers in space that cause wildfires, and the lasers identify as Jewish.
Yeah, correct. Knowledge is a weakness, apparently, and cluelessness wields a mighty sword, I guess. And what a cancer that's turning out to be.
Burn.
Searing social commentary. Back on track. Like I said, not that Francis Bacon. This one. This is the painter, Francis Bacon, who, as I mentioned, does not cause cancer. He has been known to cause other C words, consternation being one. I can't think of any other C words, apart from... And speaking of bacon...
Bacon.
Francis Bacon, the artist, was, I think we could all agree, preoccupied with meat. Meat. Butchery. Meat. Why? Who knows?
When you go into a butcher's shop, you see the beauty of the meat, how beautiful meat can be.
He might have been a big feelings guy. Very meaty subjects. Before I go much further, if you're interested in Francis Bacon, I found a almost 3-hour documentary on Francis Bacon on YouTube, which I shall link below. That and the David Sylvester 20-minute interview, which I ganked a bunch of footage from for your educational enjoyments. I live to serve. All the meats! Maybe try to eat less of it. Just a thought. Now, why am I talking about Francis Bacon, you ask? Well, you didn't ask. Because
This is why.
he, Francis Bacon, the artist, painter, is directly responsible for a little thing that I wrote called The Glitter of the Mouth. And we're going to talk about it today. Strap yourself in. This is going to get wild. Or, I don't know, it's going to be like a merry-go-round where you sit atop a fake horse with a grotesque smile. The fake horse, not you, although you do you. And you hold on to a pole. That sounded weird. Let's kick it off with the quote that inspired this whole shebangsel.
And I like you may say, the glitter and colour that comes from the mouth. And I've always hoped, in a sense, to be able to paint the mouth like Monet painted a sunset.
Now, Monet, if you're unfamiliar with his work, was an impressionist who was a bit hot for sunset teacher. Also sunrises. And, stacks, unrelated, unless they were in a sunset or sunrise scene. I don't know why I was so obsessed with haystacks. But a lot of paintings of the fireball, the old orb, old soul in the sky, whether it was AM or PM. Well, AM would be here and PM would... No, I don't know which way it would be. Take a squiz. Beautiful. Pretty. Lovely jubbly. Can't you feel that last little touch of warmth on your skin right before it dips below the horizon and chill sets in? The colours, man, the colours.
Dappled light, pastel glory, flecks of brilliance.
Mwah! And it's handy that Monet was an impressionist because this is really a thing about impressions. And Monet, he was an aficionado of the sky guy movement. Ain't nothing wrong with being a sky guy. Find yourself someone who looks at you the way Monet looks at a sky. Can't go wrong. Give me some money. But back to Bacon. What did he mean, the glitter of the mouth? He was not an impressionist. He was sort of a combo of expressionist, cubist, surrealist. And yet here he is talking like that, glitter of the mouth. That sounds so expressive and beautiful. Well, I suppose he was an expressionist. You just said that, Janine. But what could he possibly mean by that? Let me remind you about this. Meat. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Bacon was a mouth guy. The mouth, and this is leading up to something, so hang in there, people. I'm going to get to the point this week. The mouth holds his screams.
In my opinion.
when there are screams. His impressions are expressions, and how you let expression out through the mouth. Not just physically through that mouth, but emotionally. Interjection? I said I was going out on a limb. I'm not going out on a limb at all. I mean, Bacon said as much.
The movements of the mouth and the shape of the mouth and the teeth.
Bacon put his hands up to it. He was obsessed with the mouth. But you can't help but look at his paintings and think Bacon is really into mouths. There's a tagline for your Bacon campaign, like actual Bacon, not Francis Bacon. So, mouth guy. Francis Bacon's depiction of mouths, filled with pain, suffering, grotesque. I read somewhere that it was like a gesture of futility. It's not even the scream, like the fact that there is no sound in a painting, like makes it more intense in some way. And the way, like sometimes he does the teeth.
And I've always wanted and never succeeded in also painting the smile.
But I think we can all agree he has nailed the open mouth scream. It unlocks its hinge, opens up and lets it all out.
Let it go.
Like a lot of Bacon's art, you almost kind of want to turn away. This is horrific. What is this? But at the same time, you can't help but look. It's exciting. First Bacon painting I ever saw was at the Met in New York. He can make dark things look really dark.
There is none more dark.
But anyway, the glitter of the mouth. Now, did Bacon mean it as the colour inside the mouth?
When I first went to Paris, I found in an old bookshop a book on diseases of the mouth, which was beautifully coloured, hand-coloured. The plates were hand-coloured, and that it had a tremendous effect on me.
Like he's talking about sunsets and the glitter of the mouth, and yet his mouths are often like black and grey, and I don't think Monet ever used black, whereas Bacon is the king of black, almost. I mean, look at this umbrella. That one takes you straight to hell, if that's what you believe in. I read this one thing that I can't for the life of me find now, where it was positing that maybe when he says glitter of the mouth, the glitter could be flies buzzing around the mouth of a corpse. Whew. It's just a theory. Flies buzzing around your eyes. I don't know if I agree with that. I just think that,
In my opinionation,
if he's into meat, then the glitter of the mouth is like just all of the textures of it and the glistening parts, and I think I get it. Anyway, his Heads series is very well known. Look at this Pope. No flies on you, mate. Just horror. By the way, here's one of his most famous paintings. Glad you got your head back. Sorry about your horror. Fun fact, this picture is from the film Battleship Potemkin. Francis Bacon considered this picture to be the best depiction of a human cry. Notice anything about it? How about now? Inspiration! It's everywhere! Personally, this is me projecting. I can't ask him what he meant. The glitter of the mouth is feeling.
In my humble opinion,
The teeth exposed, the angle of the jaw, the inside of the mouth showing, the torture of it, the glitter of the mouth. And that's where I was inspired.
glitter.
If I were to do something around the glitter of the mouth, like what would the glitter be? It was so obvious. Words. Words fly out like confetti. Words as glitter. Harsh words. Loving words. Lying words. All the words. The glitter of the mouth. Launching out and into the world to land wherever we direct it. And, just like glitter, words can stick.
Fucking glitter.
Sometimes in places where you don't want them to. Sometimes you can find them years later, bringing up a memory of something someone said to you. Their glitter on you. Promises made by friends, family, lovers, politicians, sometimes lover politicians. You do you. Glitter, man. It's so small, shiny. It can really, really stick. You got to be careful with glitter. It's not the glitter itself. It's using caution with the trapping, flapping mouth that shoots it into the world. This glitter gets everywhere. You want to make sure they're the right words and ones that you're okay with resurfacing again, I guess. The sunset of your mouth can be beautiful, or it can be quite nuclear. So you need to really be careful with your glitter, aka your words.
Be careful out there.
let's end it on something Francis Bacon, the other one, said. He said, silence is the sleep that nourishes wisdom. Or to put it in glitter terms, shut the fuck up and keep that glitter to yourself. I'll see you next week. I should probably say like and subscribe and all that stuff, but that's up to you. Meat! You know what Francis Bacon also said? All colours will agree in the dark. Deep.